Hello, welcome all. There's some sound going on, music playing. This is not the first time. It's the game's menu in the background because I fiddled around with some settings. In 9 Souls, by the way, which I'm playing tonight. I think I said last time, just like I said for my Castlevania stream, that I'm gonna try to make this easier for myself by getting some upgrades, power-ups. But just like with Castlevania, I decided not to do it because I want to face the current challenge. I want to face the siblings like they were. Like, it didn't seem impossible. I was just stuck for a long time and might still be. And I probably made a horrible choice because I fiddled around with the controls once again. I haven't played this in a long while. This, my end of the year university break came along and sort of disconnected me from this game for a while. So I don't think it's gonna matter so much that the buttons are not different. And I tried to make them as comfortable as possible. It's probably not gonna make a difference. Where the wish that it might come from is that I managed to do that in Sekiro. Which did provide a big difference to my performance. So, I'm gonna keep trying against Fushi and Nua and see how it goes. It's probably gonna go horribly wrong for a couple of the first tries. I tried the controls just a little bit before starting, but not enough to really help. What even is my bow button at the moment? Alright. I'm not ready for it, but here we go. Oh, and I changed my trinkets a bit. I now have one that makes me take less damage, or some of the damage is converted into internal damage. Ah! And internal damage I can heal with my melee strikes. Going that bad. Going too well either, but still. Okay, I've parried some things. Downside of my different configuration of the Jades is that I don't have the one that lets me have an extra try after dying for the first time. Which, if nothing else, was a big psychological help. I don't think it really is that much more health. But on the other hand, it protects you against any hit, no matter how low on HP you are. I think that might be its biggest advantage. This background is still like really striking. Really evocative. The slap I'm having some more trouble with. And some of the others. Oh, if only there was one that gave me some more parry window. Like in Blasphemous, I think that was very important for my success. And just recently I pondered about buying Blasphemous 2 because it was on sale. I didn't buy it because there was one thing that really bothered me about it. Like, what drew my attention is that it got a new free update, like a DLC, just like the first game got. But there's also a paid upgrade, or patch, not patch, like a DLC. Called Mea Culpa, like the name of the sword. And it gives you the original weapon back, which many people, I think, hoped for too. And apparently the sword is overpowered, and the levels and the bosses of the DLC aren't very good. Like, I saw many reviews that the free DLC is better. And it still felt like I should buy the DLC if that means like some doors that were closed otherwise would open. But then again, why would I pay for the worst DLC of the game? It just left me with conflicted feelings, and I would say that's what made me not buy the game. There's many games where its DLC practices have kept me from buying it. I think Street Fighter 6 might be the most major one. Oh. What is this again? Oh yeah, the big one. Which you block by doing this. I mentioned that I actually, during my break from streaming, one of the final tasks I had was, I would call it a paper, like a mix of translation and paper, where I studied classical Chinese by translating it into Finnish, like some of the text. And at the same time I had to like research the meaning and the background to texts. And I already spoke last time that, actually many times before that because I was going on the course, that one of those texts was the founding work of Taoism, Tao Te Ching. And when I did the final work, I got much deeper into it. And yeah, there's a lot of reference in this game to it. And the more I understood it, like I understand very little of it, but more now, more than nothing. Like parrying is definitely the gameplay you want for your Taoist game. I don't know how much deeper I'll go to that, but there's a couple of things I want to mention about the mythological connections and connections to Taoism I understood better now. Can I heal? Yes. Okay, on the ground, you cannot parry. Remember that? Too late. Yeah, it's gonna take me a few tries to get back into the rhythm. But hopefully it's gonna end in victory tonight. I think this guy hurts you even if you just bump his back. I'm trying to mentally prepare for the... Like the first phase is even like it's very easy compared to the second one, from what I remember from last time. So it's kind of disappointing that I'm again stuck on the first one. I don't remember how how do you get off the ground? Because I think when you're on the ground you can't parry. And I feel like that wasn't such a problem before. I heard that I'm kinda near the end of the game. And I mentioned before that the true final boss, or just final boss, I don't know if it's secret or not. I get the impression it's like Castlevania where you got to do some extra stuff to access the true final boss. For that, I will probably try to get all the power-ups I can. But I think the other bosses are designed to be played like with whatever you have. Way too early. It can't... I'm a single one, it seems. What I am trying to do and trying to say is that I'm trying to focus more on parries than dodges this time. Because I think focusing on dodging before was one of the reasons why I couldn't learn all the parry timings. And the second phase, when you need to dodge Nua's attacks too, then I think it's better to parry Fushi as much as possible. Got it. Didn't get it. Ah, wrong direction. But I made it. Yeah, the biggest danger of that slap. The slap itself is very easy to parry. But I gotta remember that it might be followed by the other attack. This one. Oh, that's a horrible charge. And dead. Okay, I'm gonna do one trivia I can think of per death as the most boring stringing along tactics ever seen on the internet. First one is Yi's name. Like, I think all the names in the game come from mythology. But Yi comes from Hou Yi, which is like a very old Chinese myth about son of the emperor, I think. I don't remember all the details. Who, well, at that time, when that hero was alive, there were 10 suns scorching the earth. So Hou Yi took his bow, so it's no surprise this Yi has a bow too, and shot down 9 of the suns. So yeah, it comes straight from that. And if I got the impression correctly of the story, I didn't read it or anything, like he was still like punished or convicted about that act of shooting down 9 of the suns, which goes with the Yi getting kicked out from the... I don't remember, was it like 10 souls back then? I never remember if Yi is like one of the 9 or are they 9 now that Yi left. It would fit the myth that they were 10 and... Oh, yeah, I love this music. I feel like it can get better soon, which doesn't help much at all. Okay, another thing is that I've been wondering about the name, which I've called Lear, which sounds kinda maybe non-Chinese to me, and I thought that it might be like a more Taiwanese name or like an ancient sort of name, but no, this is a localization thing. He's actually called Liar, which is another name for Lao Tzu, or Lao Tzu, yeah, who is the writer of Tao Te Ching. So the Liar guy, I think it's supposed to help you pronounce him in like English pronunciation, is sort of a representation of that mythical figure, because Lao Tzu, like, he's unlikely to be a real person, but he's who Tao Te Ching is attributed to, and the start of Taoism. I can do it. Yes, you are. I was too low on the ground. I think that it's much better to do it a little bit. Oh, I just remembered I have the post-it note. I can do that. That's why I was doing such low damage. I was wondering. Flat. Can I heal? No, I can't. It hasn't gotten any better. I think my first try was by far the best. But I'm in no hurry right now. I can just keep trying. As bad as that is probably to watch. I'm gonna let my next trivia point wait for a better try. But yeah, to my knowledge, all of the souls are from Chinese mythology. But that's something I didn't really research yet, outside of Yi. Gotta use the double jump to make that better. Yeah, double jump makes it very easy to dodge. Compared to... signature. Ah. Whoa. Cut them. Oh, that I didn't get. Here comes my healing chance. There you go. Close to the second phase. Nice. That was surprisingly nice. Okay, at least I got the first phase down. Which is not a new achievement, but it's new for today. So now Nuwa joins with her bullshit. Don't think what Fushi does change at all. How on earth do you do that? Okay, I think I just need to give up on the unbounded counter, I think it's called. But the reason why parrying, I think, fits Taoist game is that one of the main principles, that I probably mentioned last time, of Taoism or Tao Te Ching is Wu Wei, which can be translated in many ways, but direct translated it's not do. So it's often translated as unforced action or like I translate it as disappearing action, and I have my reasons for it. But it has inspired like martial arts that are more defensive, like karate, for example. So it very much fits the spirit that you're not the one who initiates the attack. You're the one who waits for the enemy to act and then make use of that. Inaction also might be a way to translate it. Ah, god damn it. Horrible start. That just wasn't a good one. It is sort of ironic that the enemy faction in the game that Yi used to belong to is called the Tian-Dao Council, which is like the Council of the Heavenly Way, but they of course are the ones who acted against it. I guess they made themselves the way. And the way meaning like in Taoism the way means like the principle of the universe or principle of nature. Oh, that is the heavenly way. But it also mentions way of humans, which is the opposite of the heavenly way. And I think the Tian-Dao Council in this game is more like that sort of way. I think I concluded before that that is probably the toughest attack to parry. Or that. There was promise. I don't know if it exists anymore. In one of the verses in touching the difference of the heavenly way and the way of the humans is that the heavenly way takes from where there is excess and gives to there where there is like a need. But the way of the humans takes from where there is already a need and gives more to where there is excess. And I think this scene is maybe even directly inspired by that. Because in this game setting, the Solarians are taking from the very helpless ape men and then making their own decadence, like their disease decadence, even more corrupt. Once again, it was that one getting in trouble. Yeah. Just jumped properly. Oh, that was my double jump. I thought I touched the ground in between. And Tientao Council are like scientists and people looking for a way out of their planet even. While the heavenly way of Taoism is like sort of primitivist way of thinking that encourages look inside and going back to nature in a way, back to a childlike state. And a later Taoist, Zhuangzi, who wrote the butterfly story that Lei Hudi was, of course, the biggest reference to, like the dream of the butterfly. He was all about forgetting as his ideal. Like to him, the wise man is the one who can forget. Oh, you can parry even while on the ground. Guess I wasn't just timing it right. Ah. Well, it's only been 30 minutes, even less if you don't count the starting soon screen. There's plenty of time for me to clear this tonight. I wonder if this is a real instrument that she's playing. Oh, that can't be dodged by a double jump, so I think I got a little bit of a wrong idea about that before. Quickly heal, maybe? Yeah. You don't have to do it for a long time. Maybe there is time to do it. In the second phase, even. If I can learn to parry that attack reliably, I think that's gonna be a big advantage. I don't think I'm parrying any attack completely reliably, I'm trying to say right now. Here we go again. I just don't learn it. That does such absolute huge damage too. I think you can dodge through it. Like, just jumping is not enough, but if you dodge through the boss, you can well, dodge it. It's not a long way back here. So that's not a problem. I feel like that hasn't been a problem for the whole game. The so-called runbacks aren't egregious at all. Oh, slap. And then slide. Nice. Better. And 3 G charges is of course better than none. I mean better than 2 that I had before. Pretty good. Fuck! The AI bot in chat took my attention. That's my excuse, by the way. But momentarily, that try went really good. It's better to try the parry than not try at all, because even if you get it badly, it still has like a defend action. That's... Oh, I missed it. What a shame. I think by being far away from the boss, you sort of like trigger that sweep attack. So being far away is not a reason to heal, or thinking it's a good time to heal. At least I partially got it. yeah, getting the partial success with this talisman setup is already very good. Talismans, I mean Jade. Talisman is the spell. Oh! Ah! Ready for that. And I should be ready for anything at any time. I think this boss AI has like just the right amount of predictability. And unpredictability. Like, I liked the game Lies of P a lot, but I couldn't help the feeling that the bosses were too unpredictable in that one. I'm just gonna not try that. That is my solution. Oh, snakes! I tried to defend, but I guess I was too early. I'll be happy, at least for a little while, if I can reliably get back to the second phase every time for now. Or at least most of the time. There's some ways that I could make it give myself more chances to damage during that first attack. So good. It's not hard to get hits into the boss, so healing internal damage is quite easy. Oh, how did I not get that? Ah, yeah, that's the high one. I don't know what... I read that as something you can jump over, but you can't. Like, you need to either parry or dodge, in addition to just jumping. Hello, Nex. Yeah, this is brutal, and this is the same as last time. But in the end, I can hopefully make this different. Once again, I'm sorry for the tax fiasco. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again. I've learned to parry, like, quite well, but I just can't pull this off. And maybe quite well is a little bit too positive. It's so evil how Nuva does the arrows at the same time, the needles. That happens in the second phase. Yep. Okay. Recover most of that. I remember there being some way of you maybe healing with like perfect parries. But I guess I don't have that. Is it a Jade? Or a skill point skill? Because skill point skills are very valuable because, well, they don't take the space of Jace. There is something like that, because that would make a giant difference, I think. Once again, I fall for that one. So disappointed in myself. Oh! Ah! Alive. Maybe it's now time to heal. Okay, not the pure first phase at all, or clean. But at least I get a little bit of chance to practice this. There's always more after it. What is she planning? An orb? Nails? Heal. Ah, but there's also shit coming there. Oh, there's so much. Talismans? Yeah, I'm using talismans way too little. That is one problem. But let me make sure, like, what is the one that lets you heal by doing parries? Is it a skill? Probably not. It would be really, really powerful if it was. Yeah, I don't think any of these is that important to me right now. There's something I wanted to check. I see people discussing the game. I didn't really read any guides or anything, I promise this time. And they said that the most important skill you can buy in the skill tree is something called breathing technique, I think. And I want to make sure I have it here. Take a breather to recover internal damage after precise parry. Okay, so I just recover internal damage precise parries. I remember that just being a game mechanic, but it comes from the skills. I doubt I have the Jade that gives you a chance to heal. Yeah, my Jade collection is very lacking. But I can win this without it. I'm sure. I'm not sure, but I hope. And yeah, gives me power to try my best. Be full by now. I said earlier that my plan is to go around the world and get all the power-ups before the true final boss. Because apparently that is the biggest difficulty spike in the whole game. To me, this is so far the biggest difficulty spike. Even worse than Lady Hoodie. Which I think many people consider like one of the most difficult bosses. Sometimes that horrible, like, slash doesn't seem to hit me at all. Maybe... Ah, too early. And just wrong. Okay. That was not Melania. I said before that I think Melania is just a pretty like badly designed boss. There's much too much of a difference if you're playing a melee character or somebody who can like cast spells. but well, let's see how it goes then. Even if I'm stuck here for a while, I will make my way to the last boss. I like this game way too much. I've hyped up Hollow Knight Silksong even recently, Mina the Hollower. I think this is the best action game in recent years. Yeah, Elden Ring as a whole is not very balanced, and I've also said it a couple of times, I don't like Elden Ring boss design. I love the world, I love the dungeons, whole atmosphere, like I've loved the game overall, but I don't think the bosses are very good. There was one really fun boss in the DLC, at least one, which is the Pontiff Sullivan clone. The one with the 2 dead blades. To me, that felt like significantly more fun than the others. There really is not much reason to jump without dodging. And if I do that, it's gonna lead to much better results. Perfectly timed. It's okay. Like this sort of timing variation, I think is better executed than anything that the bosses do in Elden Ring. Like their timing variations are often really strange, like the boss getting stuck in the air, for example. I think that's the most famous one. And timing variation is needed to make this sort of reaction-based bosses like challenging. And overall, I think Expedition 33, I used to call it Clair Obscur, but I think everybody calls it by the subtitle. I think that mostly had some pretty good variation too. And it didn't have too many attacks per bosses, which is also a good design, I think. And because in an RPG, like a turn-based RPG, you also see like the attack's name, which is a big help. Oh, great start. Okay, it's got a little bit better after the start. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna do one more Taoism fact, which is might be the most obscure one, but it's about Yi's sister Heng. And her name means like constant or infinite, never-ending, maybe. And in the first verse of Tao Te Ching, please give me a chance to say this boring fact. It goes like, I'm gonna try to remember from memory. Dao Ke Tao, Fei Chang Tao, Tao, I mean, which means the way that can be spoken of is not the constant way, or the infinite, or the everlasting way. But there's been some archaeological finds during the last century, from Mawang Dui example, where it was found out that the original character to write the constant was actually Heng. And it was changed in later texts because it was an emperor's name at the time, and it was taboo in China for a long time to use the character for emperor's name in writing. So the name of Yi's sister, in other words, is the original way of writing the description of the Heavenly Way in Tao Te Ching. And I think I'm the first English-speaking source in internet who can say that fact. Maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to make use that. I don't know if playing this game influenced me to choose classical Chinese as a course, but they combined nicely, I'd say. I can't lie that understanding this game's themes better made me more motivated to study classical Chinese, and especially the Tao part. Like, from the text I translated, the Taoist ones were easily my favorites, like Tao Te Ching itself, and then Chuangzi, and maybe even Li Bai, who can be said to be like a Taoist poet. And his way of practicing Taoism, one of them, was that he drank alcohol all day, and that way tried to get closer to the heavenly way and out of the human world. I think that's quite sad. Yeah, I would have get even more out of the game if I studied that before the game, so yeah, maybe I should start over. I might have a couple more, but I can't think of any more right now. And I wonder in the original script if the unbounded counter uses the word like what I talked about before. Because I think unbounded might also be a way to translate it. I've seen Nuva as a demon in Shin Megami Tensei, so he definitely is some like I think a bad character in mythology, like a bad guy. And I think Fushi is her brother, probably, in mythology too. I hate when that happens, and the knowledge that I can prevent it is what makes it worse. Okay, let's see if I do I have any more. I can't think of anything right now. I'll tell more facts if they pop into my mind. Oh, I got one. I understand now much better what is the theme of the character Shen Nong, because one interpretation of Taoism in later times was that like you can improve yourself as a human so much that you eventually become immortal. Which I think is a completely, like, a misunderstanding of the original text, but that's how it was understood for a long time. Like, there were many emperors who tried to use Taoist techniques to live forever. You could even say that the theme of, like, surviving the disease in this game is sort of like that. But the character Shen Nong, I think, is also a reference to that, because, well, one thing people did to use the internal alchemy to make themselves immortal was ingesting mercury and other poisons. So yeah, that's what Shen Nong does. But eventually it became more like the internal alchemy meant like things you do in your mind and soul instead of, you know, eating poison. Which is definitely more sustainable for human life. How do I keep falling for that? I'm not even gonna heal. it's a risk to fight in the corner here. Because it can mean that I don't see what, like, attack is coming up next as easily. Like, the boss's movements are definitely easy to read when I can see them. Oh, too early. Way too early. I'm not sure what to do to improve here. I feel like I'm hitting my wall. Like, I can dodge or parry about I think 70% of the attacks, but I feel it's not going higher. This soon, despair is what I feel. And there's a whole genre of video games that are based on like Taoist thoughts, which is called what was it called? Xianxia, I think it's called, where you do like eat mercury pills and gain chi in ways that you can get closer to heaven. And I think it's like a big genre in China. And there's, maybe I mentioned this last time, but amazing cultivation simulator. Even got like international success. Winning has defeated me. But winning what? Not much winning to be seen here. One reason why it annoyed me that people on the internet kept calling like Mina the Hollower like extremely difficult and even unfair. I think that game's difficulty is like 1/10 of this. But this is maybe a little less mainstream. And even Mina I wouldn't call like exactly mainstream. It's mainstream adjacent. This game is a little bit below that. Like, not obscure, but I'm not sure which game sold more. But neither game is anywhere close to like Hollow Knight Silksong, for example. But that might be like the most hyped up indie game ever, so it's not a fair comparison. And yeah, it's definitely a very good game. It's not... I don't mean at all like it's empty hype. Silksong is great. Oh, how did I miss that? That's the easiest thing to get in a battle. Nice. Always happy when I get that one. Yeah. The worst thing about Hollow Knight, I fully agree, and I thought the same, is that indie Metroidvanias have completely become Hollow Knight clones. Even though that is like a very specific style of Metroidvania. Which has led to like less experimentation with RPG elements, for example. Which I think is a very important and maybe defining element of the genre that seems kind of missing. Is like next Castlevania really without RPG elements? Yeah, so then even that has become like infected by Hollow Knight. But it's wrong to like blame Hollow Knight of this or Team Cherry. It's people being unimaginative and, well, maybe going for what sells. But the same thing can't keep selling. Whoa. This orb is the simplest thing she does, and I keep getting hit by it. Oh, I just lost the focus I need for that. And what tells to me that this is like perfect difficulty is that it never feels unfair. It always feels like my mistake. God of making the same game again for the third time. Yeah. But let's see if it sells. I don't know if the name is enough. And I think the next God of War has gotten some bad word of mouth, partly for I don't know, annoying reasons. But well, I like the new God of War games decently, especially the gameplay. I didn't like the writing in the second one. I like some of it, but there's a lot of it I didn't like. And I think the next one is gonna go even more towards that direction. I think some people call it like Joss Whedonisms, like based on that Buffy the Vampire Slayer writer, where like there needs to be something like comical, like very frequently. Like nothing can ever be just serious. I think the second God of War game, like from the new series, got a little bit into that. And well, the most famous thing about the newest one is the Cube character, which I think is like purely that. Like, I don't get why writers keep going for like comic relief, which is almost always annoying. Pretty good. And by the way, the God of War Hollow Knight clone, I don't think that sold like at all. And I gotta remember that there's gonna be a second snake. Wind snakes. More than twin. I don't remember, like, what is my best try on this? How low health did I get him? Oh, god damn it! Oh, that was so close. Not so close, but it was best today, at least. Nuva doesn't even attack that frequently. And I think she even might have a rotation of the attacks that might be very predictable. Like, is it like what does she start with even? The bombs, then it's the orb, and then it's the snakes, I think. Maybe it's not completely predictable, but once again, there's not that many different attacks. Really good so far. I just realized something. When you parry in the air, you don't get like knocked back at all. So if I can do every parry in the air, I can get much more attacks in. I don't know if I'm learning that or relearning that, but that's what I noticed. So I should do a small jump with every single parry. It's a very good game mechanic because it makes it a little bit more difficult. Like it adds an input and adds timing, but has a reward. But maybe I shouldn't try too much. It's better to stay alive than to do more damage. Like I always say with games like this that there's no time limit, no matter how fast you beat it. And this game would be very different if there was. I wouldn't say it's even would be necessarily like a bad design for a game like this. Maybe not for every boss, it would be annoying, but for some, like forcing you to be aggressive. Maybe there's less artificial ways to make you aggressive. Like just healing with attacks is already encouraging you to be on the offensive. One symbolism in this game, which is the primordial thing that Yi connected to with his computer, whatever. Like, of course, the primordial nature is Taoist theme, like I said before. But it's also clearly a root, and I would say root is more like a Confucian term than Taoist term. Confucianism encourages you to focus on the basic things first. Like, especially family, that is the very core in that way of thought. And it's called like Ben, meaning roots in the texts. But usually when you see something based on Chinese mythology or history, it's from a time a little bit later than what this game takes influence of, despite like this being a sci-fi game. Like by far the most popular, which was also seen during the Summer Games Fest, there was a game like that, is the Warring States period. Which is maybe 600-700 years after, compared to when Tao Te Ching was, or is said to be written. That goes so far into history that exact times and exact people doing something is completely impossible to deduct nowadays. And then, like, those verses in books like that, classics they are called, like had existed for a long time in spoken form before they were written down. I noticed that when I was playing while speaking in an earlier try, I did better than usual. Like maybe that is a way to practice Wu Wei, is to not fully focus on the game. Yeah, like if I keep talking, maybe I'll play better. It is like these things like parrying and dodging. They are more instinctual anyway. Or maybe reflex-based is a less pretentious way to say that. I wonder if the lyrics, so-called lyrics in this, actually mean something. That one again. Always that one. I'm gonna keep my chi charges for next try. Or the next phase, I mean. Feel the same try. That's not hard at all. I thought it was hard. It's not hard. It's actually very easy to do. More snakes. I can't think of anything to say. Maybe I should just focus. Maybe that works too. Oh, not the orb! Angry. Myself. I can't find a good time to heal in the second phase. I get reminded, if I look at the positives, of the attack where she calls like snake after snake in a horizontal fashion. I wasn't ready for that. Maybe now I am. Why does that need to do that much damage? Is it a little bit unreasonable that it does so much damage? I'm now deep in the blame the game phase. That gives such a nice pause in the battle. Ah, failure. Maybe I'm getting used to timing of that a little bit more. Maybe not. At least the parrying is easier than in that RPG fighting game. It might be my most embarrassing showing on stream ever, I think. Oh, good arrow. Completely wasted. Yet, yeah, so far. Okay, that's dealt with for now. It's the bombs. What makes the bombs not so bad is that Fushi doesn't do anything during them. Oh, there's a second attack. And then snakes! Oh, I managed to keep my composure for a long time, but then the snakes appearing made me lose it. But I wouldn't call this embarrassing. I think this is a legitimately difficult fight. But if the last boss is significantly more difficult, how am I gonna cope? It's easy. Yeah. I'll keep my delusions that it's actually not that bad. I heard Hao-Warn in the lyrics, which means like fun in modern Mandarin Chinese. I doubt that word is used in Taiwan because it's very like Peking dialect-based word. I don't know. I actually downloaded a Taiwanese Chinese textbook to rehearse my Chinese and learn the traditional characters, which I already got started with classical Chinese. And the traditional characters are just cooler than the simplified ones. Nuba's fate is great when her brother's down. Good. Evil orb. Please do that one where I get the pause. I need that. Yeah, exactly this one. This is probably my least favorite part in the whole fight is the vertical snakes. My current analysis is that the vertical snakes are the worst thing that happens in the fight. Can you charge an attack between phases? Yes, I can, of course. And during the vertical snakes, I think it's even more important to attack, or parry, I mean, in the air. Because if you get pushed by parrying, which can happen, you might get right into the snakes. what I should do is completely like forego attacking during the snakes and just focus on defending. Just 2 cheat charges, better than nothing. I think it's safe to say that this is going better than at the start. Ah, failed it. Shame. Something. Imperfect, but still. Not... Ah, that was far from what I want. Heal. How did I fail that? What's it gonna be? It's the bombs. It's the bombs. I'm gonna wait for exactly this for healing. No, I can't deal with the snakes. It's the snakes again. Just like, I think a sort of sensory overload on me. Trying to follow both where the snakes spawn and the boss attacks. Like, the actual difficulty of that attack might not be so high, but it just makes me afraid. And if we go from Chinese to European or Hellenistic philosophy, well, the Stoics say that fear is like a wrong assertion about future. Like, just stop believing it. I maybe should heal. And by healing I show that I haven't lost my hope yet. remember how it actually goes, but a sword made of chi is like an actual Taoist saying. And it's exactly how Yi attacks. And I think the hand gesture that Yi does with the talisman is like what is known as sword made of chi. I'm not sure about that one though. Orb is kinda nothing. Like, you just gotta be ready for it. I fear the snakes. Here they come. I survived. Might just be the first time I survived them. I am not gonna use the talisman, even though that might be wise, because I fear so much that it will throw off my rhythm, which I apparently don't even have. Let's heal more. That's all my heals. Thank God that missed. The horizontal snakes are not bad. Those I don't fear. Whoa! That I shouldn't have missed. What a blunder. Ah, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I really don't feel like any other boss was this difficult. Or maybe I'm even like more behind the curve of what I should have in power-ups, but I'm not gonna think more about that. Just gonna keep fighting. Bring out the vote. You can try to count how much time I used on each boss, but I'm pretty sure this already, like, easily the most. I thought Meatman was really difficult first, but he wasn't that bad in the end. You know, the talisman isn't really that hard to use here. I've been using it way too little, which is... goes without saying, but... I should use the talisman pretty liberally when I have recharges. And there seems to be like a bit of a break. Here. That really hurts when it happens. And I don't think this is that's a mistiming. I think that's a mispositioning. You can activate the talisman that auto detonates. Maybe. Like this one, right? Yeah, let's try it. It's at least something new. Like that means I'm just gonna use it when I have a couple of cheat charges. Which are very easy to gain in this. I'm gonna, even if that makes me die more in the short term, I'm gonna attempt a little bit more aggressive playstyle. Because I need something else to beat this, I think. I'm really taking more damage like this, but maybe it'll be all good soon. Already only one heal left. I don't think this is a worst way to play. Now I wasted them. No, nice. Like, if I can get this phase over with faster, it's gonna be a big help. Jade that works with Talisman did amazing. I want to keep my current Jades. I use all my computing power to have the one that lessens your damage and the one that lets you heal with slashing. And I'm pretty sure I need both of those, but that's already my full capacity. If I learn to handle that more frequent Talisman usage, I think that's gonna be the deciding factor here. And already I didn't do badly with it, like too badly. I'll analyze it more, how it works. Horrible. I guess like my reflexes are bad enough. I'm not gonna go back. That when I add the talisman to the mix, I can't focus on parry timing enough. Like my parry timing is best when I don't have to do anything else, but that means next to no damage on the boss. Slashing the sword I can do almost automatically. That doesn't take any capacity from in my brain. Wrong button. How did I press the wrong button? think you get a T charge, even for like a mistimed parry. I know some pro gamers count their damage per second to know how they are performing. So I'm wondering if this any kind of attacking talisman. Am I not doing that all the time? I think that's pretty much how I'm using it. Okay. Another snake, I remember. I don't know what I tried there, but it wasn't too good. Ah! But it's incredibly quick to gain Chi charge in the second phase. So I think the talisman that needs less maintenance is absolutely the right choice. Just need to play a little bit better, that's it. Like gaining 3 charges happens almost immediately in the second phase, just by doing all the needles and stuff. And I think even the first phase is good for practicing this sort of a little bit of a new gameplay style. Not even much, like, it's not very different. Like, just add that every now and then, that's it. Why does it feel so different? Why'd I give it late? Yeah, I guess it's a very good one. And I didn't give it a proper chance so far. But now I'm starting to see its advantages. I think what messed me up there is that when I did the talisman charge, it put me inside the boss. And being there is, that's the hardest place to dodge anything. Yeah, if this was the first talisman, it might be very difficult to switch to one that takes time. It's better as the introduction of the mechanic. Yeah, it's good design. But I'm just playing worse and worse now, which is very worrying. Sometimes I've tried to take in a break in a difficult boss. I don't remember if it ever helped. I think when people say that take a break and try again, like a difficult part in a video game, they mean like try it again tomorrow. But that's not what I'm gonna do. Animals might help. Oh, that is true, by the way. How did I forget the animals? I don't know if they have actually helped me ever, but either. But they are at least something. I'm gonna go to my cat clip collection and get something from there. Missed me. Oh, it always uses just 2. So there is simply no reason to wait for the 3rd cheat charge. That, I think, was the best try so far with my new tactic. Nice. Oh no. Okay, okay. Even halfway there though. The best chance to get some health now with just parry well. Now heal. My first heal of the fight. I need this break. I shouldn't think about the arrows. Oh, that... I lost my deep focus that I had for a moment. I can't blame you. I was about to, but I decided not to. What if instead of cats, I go for the classic beavers? Oh, this game, I now know why I didn't use these for this game yet. It's because this game is full screen. So we're gonna just have a tiny beaver here. I'm seeing the second phase as less and less random. It's amazing fight design. And I might sound like a Stockholm Syndrome victim that I praise these bosses the more I lose, but it just makes me understand how carefully these are designed. It is anything but a given in an action game. Oh, then I missed that. I did pretty well that far. I should use the arrows right at the end to give myself like somewhat easy time to finish the boss. It would be really good to see some other part of the game than this, but I'm still kinda enjoying this though. I'm not hating. Hey, I'm not hating my time here. For your mental stack, I guess it's hard for me to admit that how limited my mental stack is while playing this. It's a dark revelation about my human limits. Somebody just laugh at me for missing that easy parry. This is not the best try. But I think the winning try is very often like not the most promising one. Because having a really super promising try can also mean like extra pressure in a way. So I'm gonna spin it as a good thing that I'm not doing so well. Thank God that hit. I don't think I had, like, remotely this much trouble with any boss in Blasphemous. I think Blasphemous was overall an easier game. But I did play Blasphemous after some patches, which I think I read that they made the game, like, overall easier in the patches. I don't know about how much. And also wrong information about that sort of stuff is not rare. I mean, not... Yeah, that is exactly what I was trying to say. Didn't do it. I tried. Let's add one more beaver. Or whatever inspires me. Yeah, the second run with the health orb was much easier than I expected. The health orbs were really, they didn't up the difficulty. I never heard the other extra modes are not that difficult either. Like the one where you can use a lot of magic is not really that bad either. It's another classic beaver. Let's make a stack. Yeah, health orbs started a little bit difficult, but there was the point when it like turned around, which made it kind of fun and rewarding. And they are later added, like Peach added later. They weren't there when the game released. So it really is like an extra. Bring my focus together. Oh, that doesn't happen that often. Getting some misses here. I'm trying to learn, and I paid with that with my life. Like, what is the save point of doing the chi charge? I mean, the talisman charge. Is it called chi charge? And I couldn't find it. But I don't think I should try to get it between every attack. Like, every time I have 2 charges. No, chi charges are what you collect. They are the orbs. Because that makes me die. And it's not that useful to beat the boss like a couple of seconds faster. That's not what I should be aiming at, I think. Because right now I'm not beating it at all. I tried that as a little bit of an experiment. Didn't work. I think after that would be kind of a perfect time. I'm quite low health. Yeah, like after the boss stops, then there's like a completely non-risk time to do a talisman. Want the bad spot? No. Oh. Ah. I don't know what would be better noises to make out of frustration. I don't have too much experience with that. Because when I play by myself, I don't make any noises. I'm completely silent. But now I feel like I should communicate my emotional state in some way. Reactions, I think they're called sometimes. Well, one tip about streaming that I showed at the start of the summer season that stuck to me is play games that give chance for big reactions. Because I just can't find a way to do that without doing something that would feel fake to me. And I don't think that's worth it. The pipe. I thought I was hit, but that was the talisman hitting the boss. I think the Atlas is getting the second phase. Yep, there it is. 3 heals left. Oh, he has bombs again. That's surprising. It's the snakes. I'm gonna heal because I have a chance to it. I can do it. Yes, nightmare. Pretty good. One of the snakes. Does using the arrow, it seems to repeat the previous attack for some reason. Why? I'm gonna heal. Oh, there we go. I found the focus and the last needle didn't kill me. Finally. Oh, nice face, buddy. Bitch. I don't think the toots are gonna help anymore. Oh. She's, of course, horrified that her brother is dead. And this game, of course, takes your sense of victory from making it a tragedy. I guess it deserves it in a way. His corpse has almost completely decayed. Before liftoff, he was he already in a... Shut up! So what? He'll be fully cured as long as he keeps getting his shots. Who's she? Don't listen to him. New Kunlun has done away with sickness, old age, and death. We'll stay here together until the end of time. We promised as much. Once you get better, Fushi, go to the theater together, okay? Oh, and then she gets impaled. Oh, you left for 1 second and then I won? Yeah, that was it, that was it. This game has several very memorable boss deaths. Like, From Software games are known for their, like, tragic boss characters, but I think this game does it even better. Because there is more storytelling here, it's much easier. I do appreciate the minimalist storytelling in From Software games. No, here's when he wasn't yet, I don't even know what to call him. Don't dwell on it, this isn't their fault. And not yours, I think. Beautiful, just how our clan's led Actra should be. I am developing a new cure, but I can make an exception and let your brother try it out. I think she's the leader of the Tiandao Council. And for a shot, Fushi, you'll be better in no time. His feelings emerge in a haze, but they deepen with each passing day. So was there little bit more than, you know, sister-brother feelings? Anyway, that last picture, seeing it made me sad because it being formed out of fragments and showing something happy, like it makes sense that what was that space called? I don't remember. The virtual space. It makes sense that her symbol is stored in memory like that, and it's such a good detail that it forms out of the fragments every time. It's selflessness. I don't see how these characters represent selflessness in any way. So this is one of the 10 souls. Yeah, they were 10 souls. Good to make sure of that for the 10th time. In the council and administrator of the Empyrean district, along with his twin sister, who she hails from the Feng clan, an ancient aristocratic family of the Shang kingdom. Though he may seem frivolous, I think the different kingdoms, by the way, are called by like different periods of the Chinese Empire. Like Shang was like an early period. Like I think when Chinese writing was born during the Shang period. Though he may seem frivolous, Fuxi was a responsible man and took his duties as the head of the clan seriously. He used his wealth to get to great effect, placing confidence all across New Kunlun and filling the warehouses with his personal goods. He tried to breathe new life into the Feng clan until he succumbed to an early death from the Tianhuo virus. He could still make noises after taking Aigong's treatment, but it could hardly be called talking. This is so sad. Nuwa, one of the 10 souls in the council and administrator of the Empyrean district. Nuwa's aristocratic background allows her to live a life of decadent luxury. Unable to accept the death of her brother, Nuwa used the serum. The text is already like he was dead, essentially. I guess like they are like zombies, the ones who are kept alive. They are very zombie-like. Aigong provided to keep Fuxi's body alive. Yeah, but not the brain. Like many Solarians facing the end, she chose to indulge in entertainment, numbing her emotions and allowing her to ignore the reality until the very end. I think all the sigils are kind of ironic, and for them being like selflessness. Yeah. Yeah, I guess like the idea of the council is that they are sort of like a ironic distortion of their virtue. And virtue, of course, being input upon Taoism, because what Tao Te Ching, the name of the book, means is the classic of the way and virtue. In-house serum, part of Nuwa's private collection, handed over to Abacus to assist with research on the Tianhou mutations. Oh. Is there research to be done? Like, is there any room for advancement? According to the label, the serum is a restricted item from the research center, indicating that it was outside of the reach of ordinary people. Yeah, of course, that's how it always works. If I ever play Deus Ex, that's also kind of the situation there. Oh yeah, one additional, not as interesting detail I had in mind about the characters' names and such is that the computer is called Ru Yi, which means like Yi again. So that might be the reason why it looks like Yi. It's like a repeat of him. And I found this on the source. This is not from my like internal knowledge. Is that there's a idiom in Chinese called Ru Yi Suan Pan. Ru Yi Suan Pan, I think a better pronunciation of it, which means like an abacus. And he does call Ru Yi an abacus as a nickname, and that's based on like that sort of like idiom pun. And it means like wishful thinking. I don't fully see the logic behind it, but that sort of like 4 syllable idioms are very common in Chinese. And here he is. For Edis, do you require any assistance, my lord? It appears Fuxi was receiving some kind of treatment. I found some vials of blood serum in Nuwa's room. It might have something to do with the Tianhuo mutants. This story, by the way, very similar to Bloodborne. Although, I guess that's not a very rare story, that there's like a false treatment or even a thing that makes it worse during like a plague. That's great news. Our research has hit the bottleneck, so this new discovery might lead to a breakthrough. If you can, please bring it back to the Four Seasons Pavilion. I'll be able to use my instruments to analyze its contents. Got it. Alright, I'm gonna do this, then I'm gonna end for tonight, and I'm really happy that this stream didn't end in me fighting them. What am I... What is this? It's an enemy? Did I parry that? Wait, do the bigger parry. No. I don't know. Maybe I need like need the cure skill to kill the zombies. Like their cure would be death of their bodies. That's some kind of release from the... Oh, this place is now full of them. I don't know if I could walk into spikes. But I did. Did I know how to deal with them? I don't remember. I don't think I have any way to kill the zombies. And I don't know if I fully killed Fushi either, but Nuwa is dead, that's for sure. And yeah, Fushi was dead already. Just his body was kept alive. Now that I know more of it, these sort of like supernatural tentacles flowing over forever is not a bad way to like physicalize the Tao. Because the essence of the heavenly way, Tao, is that... I think that is my favorite description of it, is that it's the things that humans haven't named yet. And while humans have named... did I say this last time? Like a set amount of things and can think in their terms. The heavenly way has like it's the wordless knowledge of that there's like an infinite more things that don't have names or words yet. And despite that being like a 2,500-year-old thought, I think it's still something worth thinking about. You have returned, my lord. Is this the blood serum? I shall begin the analysis right away. Lord Yi, Lord Kwafu, I have completed my analysis on the blood serum. I must say that the results are full of twists, turns, and some unexpected developments. These LLMs always like filling things with needless words. Stop beating around the bush and get to the point. Yes, my lord. Instead of being an antidote to the Tianhuo, it instead changes its form. Oh, for the, like, ever-living zombies, maybe? Yeah, it's basically a catalyst for the continued mutation of the Tianhuo. Is that why they all turned into monsters? All because of the serum injections? Mutant's condition itself is also infectious, so I can't confirm the exact number of those that were infected through that vector. If you require it, I can give an estimate using simulations. No need, not when we are already confirmed the source. Who would deliberately do such a tedious thing? It's a leader then, because she developed the serum, right? Like she's going after something with the zombies, I don't know what though. Maybe like, she's making a bioweapon like Resident Evil so she can take over different planets. Just guessing. Think about it. Who has done the most research on the Tianhuo? Who has the technology to do this? Answer is obvious. Hey Gong, this doesn't seem like something she would do. Why? Red face Kwafu. Who knows, but I'll be hearing from her soon. Abacus, can you find a way to eliminate these living corpses? They keep regenerating. So you just need a sniper rifle and thermal visa, so you can shoot the things inside. On that subject, I have a good news and bad news. Start with the bad news. He's a negative person, he wants the bad news. Who would ever want to hear the bad news first? You gotta start with the good news. That kind of negativity will be your ruin. Oh, does Kuafu's positivity win over though? Abacus, what's the good news?
Okay.
The good news is that we have indeed discovered their weakness. If we know the genetic sequence responsible for their regeneration, we can permanently destroy it. Bad news is that these mutants are an amalgamation of different genetic sources, making it impossible to trace the original genetic sequence. That means we need to find the original cells. Where should we start? Based on my calculations, these cells were obtained from a Solarian, one that ages very slowly. I've killed one really old man. Imprisoned Kang Hui. Was that one of the nobles who was like turned into a mutant? Oh, could it actually be Yi? You haven't aged ever since the incident. Oh yeah, Yi kinda died or something. Maybe he hasn't aged after that. But like, he might just not be a short person, he might also be like immortal. Or stuck in his... Well, my idea is that he was like an adult when he died, so maybe he would be short anyway. Or maybe he was like a teenager. My apologies, but I have already run those tests. Neither Kang Hui's nor Yi's genders correspond. Okay, so it wasn't Yi. Are you sure it's not Yi? Try running those tests again. He has the most enigmatic body in all of New Kunlun. Enigmatic? You have an enigmatic body. That's a strange thing to say about somebody. Understood. Let's leave it at that. I'll let you know if I find any new clues. Oh, there's also other short person who is has the eye. And that would be a very logical next boss. I'm gonna guess it's that like prophet sort of character. And he or she, I think it's a he, like has appeared very enigmatic through the whole game. I don't know why I did that. Before I end, let's see if I have any items for my friends here. Yeah, let's talk to. I've heard about the crazy parties your people get up to in that Empyrean district. It was crazy, but kind of low energy, and I died many times there. So, is it as extravagant as they say? It's extremely decadent, but I can't bring myself to blame them for it. They have long since given up on hope, and are now treating their final moments as one big party. I don't think that's the worst way to go around it. Partying till the very last minute. More like numbing your senses till the very last minute. Take this scorpion, I need it, please. Like from what I discussed before, I think it might be like Shen Nong who is the perfect ideal of like Taoist immortality. Which is ironic because he's an ape man and not the Solarian. Like somehow he achieved it and not them. What the hell is this? It's even got a tag on it. I guess it became fashionable to keep one of these as pets. I don't understand it either. Prices for these scorpions skyrocketed once they were bred and modified to be docile and affectionate. Oh, they're affectionate scorpions. That's really cute. The only thing they didn't modify was their venom. Pets, animals should be raised, then slaughtered. Absolute nonsense. So salty and the tough shell gets stuck between my teeth. What's the point of raising one if it doesn't even taste good? I think people eat scorpions. Pets aren't usually raised for consumption. I guess the most effective way would be like keep it as a pet and eat it when it's too late for it. Once again, I don't have very much money, like always. It's a constant, just like the way of the heaven. But let's see if I have any more gifts for Xuan Xuan. Why are you here, Yi? Isn't he here very frequently? Indulge me for a game of Qian Kun. I've been practicing with Abacus while you were away. I might even be able to tie with you this time. Have a little more faith in yourself. Yeah, practicing with the computer is probably a very good way to learn a board game. Let's start. Really? Then I'm going for it. Let me see. I'm going to take all the corners first. Don't announce your tactics. The hand-drawn sprites in this game are so charming. Like they are like against like overly polished sort of boring graphics. Are you okay? What about me? I don't know. I think something's on your mind. My mind? No, everything's fine. You're lying. I know that much at least. Complicated. Do you think there are actual villains in this world? Or is he wondering that he's like on the right side of things here? It's good that even he like thinks about it sometimes and not just kills. Yeah, that Jiechuan guy who captured you was pretty villainous. Yeah, Peace is the like most villain-like. After the food lady with the wings. Do you think that way because he hurt me? Yeah, he bullied you a whole lot. If I had hurt a lot of people in the past, wouldn't that make me just as bad as Jiechuan? Are you worried you're becoming a villain? I mean, I don't think a real villain would be worried about that. That's a good point. Wait, this setup. How did you know the place here? That surprised face is very rare, maybe even for the first time there. What's wrong? Nothing at all. That was an ingenious move. Oh, maybe Xuan has like an earpiece from Ruyi to give him instructions. I can't explain it, but sometimes I'm just playing by feel. By feel? I've never been one to do things just by feel. Maybe that's why things have been so tough for you. What do you mean? Maybe most things aren't that complicated, you just have to try your best. Plus, it must be so tiring to think about this villain stuff every day. I lost because I was too busy talking again. Oh, for Xuan talking didn't work. I guess it didn't work for me either. Skipping the talking was how I won the fight after all. So you are improving rapidly. What's more, you are much more talented than you think, in more ways than one. Xuan is kinda good at everything. It's not every day I get some praise from you. I guess a classic trope that, like, having connection to a child is what keeps this jaded man, like, still clinging to humanity. And, one teaching of Taoism is that, like, when you do things without needing to depend on them, like making a living out of them, for example, and don't seek praise from what you do, is how, like, the knowledge really sticks with you. Which I guess is a message about, what's the English word for it? Humbleness, like not needing a gain for your actions. Which I think is like a completely timeless teaching. It's I think that's an important way to happiness, is that you don't need to have an advantage or a gain from everything you do, and because that raises something you enjoy, or ruins something you enjoy very easily. Like, I liked it, but I didn't get an advantage or money from it, so it was a complete waste of time. I at least think it's more often the things that don't make you money or give you an advantage that are the most enjoyable ones. Okay, I'm gonna ended here tonight after using the elevators for no good reason. Next time I can excitedly go to a new place instead of being stuck at Fushi and Nuwa forever. Oh, the beavers are still here. They are not villains either. They can stay here. I guess the... like the... I can't find the words for some reason. The conflicted things about these things I put on the screen is that I don't see them myself. Because I don't see the OBS image. I just see the game. For the end, here's a fish called mullet that appears among many other places, the seas around Taiwan. And I was wondering if the hairstyle is called after this fish for some reason. Or is this fish called after the hairstyle? Unlikely. It's much more likely they don't have any connection. And that's all I have to say about this very normal looking fish. Let's see if anybody else on Twitch is playing Nine Souls and do the invasion. While I'm doing that, here's this lame picture that is not very funny. But I saved for some reason anyway. But a quick look on Twitch. Any other people daring to challenge Nine Souls? There's quite a lot of people playing it. And no one has a lot of viewers, like over 200. But there's somebody stuck on Lady Foodie, so let's take a look at that one. I think that's a sign of a good game, that many streamers are playing it even if they don't get the viewers for it. There's some warning tags on this stream. Let's see what happens when I do the raid. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be playing more Nine Souls next week. Good night and bye bye.